In this bulletin, we have the very latest on our COVID numbers. Complaints against health workers concerning, and police worried about misleading information. Good afternoon. The Health Ministry has recorded 91 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday, with one death case. Most of the cases recorded were from the Colonial War Memorial Hospital cluster in Suva. There were 59 new cases recorded between the Lami to Nosori containment zone. The Health Ministry has also confirmed that there are currently 15 clusters in this area. 4 cases were confirmed from tramline in Awakanandi, stemming from one cluster. Fiji has had 1,463 cases since March 2020. There are currently 1,068 active cases in isolation, with 452 recoveries. To date, the COVID death toll stands at 6. The Health Ministry is concerned with few reports of impolite and unfitting conduct by some of the frontline officials, including those handling the vaccination drive. The ministry has apologized for any shortcomings or unprofessional lapse in the service delivery. Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says they are constantly seeking to improve the services. Dr. Fong says they will not allow any such incident to define the professionalism of the overall effort. He adds it is their mission to offer the full protection of vaccines to every eligible Fijian, and they cannot allow that mission to be compromised by reports of unprofessional conduct. To date, more than 250,000 people in Fiji have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and many more have been screened and tested. Fiji's border quarantine facilities and protocols have been reviewed to protect against transmission stemming from individuals entered into quarantine or isolation. The Health Ministry says a number of measures have been taken, and the quarantine capacity is to be maintained at 300 from now onwards. PS Dr. James Fong says this will be reviewed as and when appropriate. He says CCTV coverage has been upgraded in selected quarantine facilities for improved monitoring and security. He is urging for the public support in establishing quarantine facilities. Being Helping Hands Fiji, a non-governmental organization, has adopted a family and is assisting them every fortnight with groceries. 64-year-old Parbawati from Rovanrao, Navua, was finding difficulties looking after her 2 nieces and a nephew who have intellectual disabilities. Wati has been looking after the 3 for the past 5 years. Nikita Nair from Being Helping Hands Fiji says several sponsors are working with the NGO to assist this family and cater to their needs.
Actually, I came to know about this family from one of my family friends, Susan. Like, she told me about this family, and then me and my team, Being Helping Hand Fiji, we decided to aid this family.
The Fiji Police Force is gravely concerned with the way false and misleading information is being used to derail current COVID-19 containment efforts. This comes after recent accusations were made against the Fiji Police Force on the way a situation was handled in the Singatoka area. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiati Tunravu says while they acknowledge every individual's rights to freedom of expression, these rights come with a greater sense of responsibility. Tunravu says all actions and processes followed in the handling of the situation were in accordance with the Public Health Act, and it was not done as a form of intimidation to silence critics who are speaking out against ongoing containment efforts, as claimed by some. He stresses that people must understand that the Fiji Police Force will conduct necessary investigations when an issue is brought to their attention to determine the truth before the next course of action is decided. And Vunidangi sets personal goals. Welcome back. The masterclass goal from Kevin De Bruyne helped Belgium to a 2-1 comeback win against Denmark in the Euro 2020 this morning. Both teams were locked at 1-1 in the second spell, but it was a team effort from Belgian side with Romelu Lukaku superbly finding Thorgan Hazard, who delivered the ball to De Bruyne to score the winning goal to 20 minutes remaining on the clock. Ukraine is still in the contingency of making it to the final 16 after securing its first Euro 2020 win over North Macedonia this morning. Having fought back from 2 goals down before ultimately losing 3-2 to the Netherlands, on Sunday Ukraine managed to beat the tournament debutant 2-1 in an entertaining and tough encounter. Netherlands is the winner of Group C after convincing 2-0 victory over Austria in the Euro 2020 today. Netherlands was off to a flying start with a penalty to Memphis Depay, who slotted the opening goal, but it was Denzel Dumfries who scored the winning goal for the side. Khaiviti Silktail center Tomasi Vunivangi wants to push himself to his personal best during his time competing in the Ron Messi Cup. For the Sambeto Roosters player, being part of an elite competition was something he has always dreamt of. Vunivangi is part of the Khaiviti Silktail squad that is named to play against St. Mary's tomorrow. A weak trough of low pressure remains slow-moving over the northern eastern parts of Fiji. Associated cloud and showers to affect the northern and eastern parts of the country till later today. That's FBC News. Now join us for a 1-hour major bulletin at 7 p.m. And be sure to download the FBC app to access the latest in news, sports and live radio broadcasts from any of our 6 FBC radio stations. Stay safe and good afternoon.